Welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. In today's episode, let's learn how we can work with bottom navigation in Flutter. So now that we learned the syntax to create stateful widgets to make our app more dynamic, let's learn another form of navigation in Flutter. This is by using the bottom navigation widget. Bottom navigation widget is this widget right here, as you can see in my layout, that we can specify different pages. So when a user selects one option, we can display the current page. So for that, we'll take advantage of stateful widget. So we'll keep track of the selection of the index that the user will select it and rebuild and render the correct page for that user. So to get started, let's do a cleanup in this code. So let's delete the codes from the previous videos. So we don't need these variables right here, even this method. So let's clean it. Let's also remove this floating action button right here. And also inside of our center widget right here, let's remove all the center widget. Everything right here. And now let's return a safe area widget right here. For this child, what we'll do is create a variable of type widget. So when a user selects a page, we'll render this page based on this current index. So for that, let's define our first variable. This will be of type widget. And this can be a private variable. Let's name it current page. Let's make it late so we can specify it and assign the default value later on. So just copy right here this current widget and paste it here. Let's add a semicolon to remove this error. So now the second variable I want to create, this will be also late of type int, and this will be private too. So this will be current selected index. So this index will be initially equal to 0. So we want to display the first page by default. So we can remove this late right here. This will be assigned by default to position 0 of our list. So we also need to define our list and now constrain our list to be of type widget. So inside of this list, we'll define all the available pages that a user can use in our bottom navigation to go from one page to another. Let's make it private. This will be a list of optional or option pages. This will also be assigned to a list of widget. And now let's define an empty list by default. So now with these two variables right here defined, we have defined our list and our current position and also what widget will display when the user selects an option from this list. So now to initialize these variables right here, you will take advantage of one of these stateful widget override method. This is, let's do an add override, and let's call this init state right here. This one, initial state. So this method right here, this will run before the layout is being rendered. So what we can do right here is take advantage of this method and initialize all these variables right here inside of this method. So now before we initialize our variable right here for the list and our current page, let's define the pages that we need to create for our project. So to do that, open your folder structure. So inside of this lib folder, let's create a new subfolder, and this will be navigation_pages. So inside of this page, let's create a few pages. So the first one is account_page dot, or actually let's make this my_account page. This will be an STL and select option stateless widget. This will be my account page. So the second page, this will be my dashboard. When we sign in or when we go from this get started and go to this page, I want to display my dashboard. So let's create this page right here. Just rename it to be my dashboard underscore page dot. This will also be a stateless widget. Change the name to be my dashboard page. Now we have another one. This will be the search underscore page dot. So inside of this page, the user can search for rental cars and see if it's available to make a booking for them. So this will be the search page. And then create the last one, and this will be booking underscore page dot. This will also be STL stateless widget. So this will be booking. So inside of each one of them will return a scaffolding widget. But now we'll only use this body property right here. And this can be a center widget with a child as a card widget. And for the child of this card widget, we can have text widget. And this will be booking page for now. So afterwards, we'll define all the layouts for each page. But for now, I just want to show you how you can work with bottom navigation. So we need to create these pages right here and show you when the user select each option to go to different pages. So just come right here, copy the scaffolding widget, save this one, and you can close it. Let's go right here, replace it, and just changing the text right here. This will be the search page. Save it, close it. Do the same thing for my dashboard page. This will be my dashboard page. Save it and close it. And for the last one, this will be my account page. Save everything and close it. So now we have defined our pages that we have right here for our bottom navigation. So the next thing we have to do right here is define our current page. Our current page will be equal to our my dashboard page. So this is the default page that when you go to get started and you go to this one, you will see this page being rendered right here. You can make it this one a constant right here. And now let's initialize our list. So we are right here, we have list of option page. This will be equal to, or actually we can just call list of page and then use dot and then add, and then we'll add our page. You can just copy and paste the add after another 3 more times. What I'm doing right here is calling cascading. In one single code, you can add multiple items to a list using this dot add. So our first page on the list will be my dashboard, and then for the second one will be the search page. The third one will be booking page, and the last one will be my account page. So remember the order of your list right here, because for our bottom navigation we need to define the same options as the list. So we have our home, we'll have search, booking, and lastly my account. So now we have defined our default page, and then we add items to our list of page options. So now let's see how we can add our bottom navigation. So for that, let's go inside of this build method right here. After this body property, you can call the bottom navigation bar widget right here. You can see this property will take this widget. We can call the bottom navigation bar, and this will take an item of type bottom navigation items. So right here you can specify a list, and inside of it we'll define our bottom navigation items. So just call the bottom navigation item, give it a comma right here. If you hover over it, you'll see we have the first widget, which is required an icon, and then we have a label as a string, and also an active icon. So this will re-render when the user didn't select any page, but when you select a page, you can display using this one right here, active icon, and you can also add a background color. So for this video, we'll focus on this icon, label, and active icon right here. So for our icon property, I want to call the icon widget, and here let's call the icons dot home. Come right here, give it a comma, and then for the label, this will be home, or you can call it dashboard. So here what I like to do for the icon, it's using the icon widget, but now let's use the outline version. And then when the user select this page, I want to display the same icon, but now I will use the full version. So come right here, just paste it, and now just remove this outline right here. So here we have defined our first bottom navigation item. So just copy and paste it 3 more times because we have 4 pages. So this is the first one. The second one will be the search page. So you can call the search icon right here, search, outline it, and then here this will be the search, and then for the text this will be the search. And then for our booking, let's call the shopping bag, outline it, and then right here this will be shopping bag as a full version, and this will be a booking. And then lastly, for our account, this can be the person icon. Let's use person, outline it. And then for the full version, let's call just the person icon, and this will be account. So now we have defined our bottom navigation options inside of this bottom navigation widget. If you hover over it, first is required is the list of items, but now we also have to define on tap and then the current index. So right here, our current index, this will be equal to the current select index, and then we'll keep track of the current select index. So when a user click on it, we'll use the setState to keep track of this variable right here, and then we'll display the correct bottom navigation item according to this index right here. So now let's call the on tap, and here you can use this arrow function. So right here we'll provide an index. So we need to call a function right here to assign to this on tap, and then provide this index as an argument. So for that, let's create a new method right here. This will be of type void, and then this will be on selected page. This will take an int, and the name of this variable will be index. And here you can call the setState, and then you can say our current select index will be equal to the index that the user provide right here. And then our current widget will be, so our current page right here, this will be equal to the list of page, but now we'll select it according to this index. So we'll select a page inside of this list according to the value of this index right here. Now with this in place, just copy the name of your method right here. Let's paste it here, and just pass this index as the argument. So now let's save everything As you can see right here, we are getting this error right here. It says current page has not been initialized. So if you see right here inside of our initial state, we already defined this current page. So what you need to do is just restart your app right here. So let's get started. So if you click right here, we can see we are showing our bottom navigation, but it's not visible. So we need to do some more customization right here. So for that, if you hover over it, you can see right here, we have a background color, you have a fixed color, you have bottom navigation type, you have elevation. Besides of these three properties that we have already defined right here, items, on tap action, and the current select index. We also have the select item color, unselected item color, and then other properties. So let's first define the selected and unselected item color. So our selected item color, this can be colors dot, let's call it black. And then for our unselected item color, you can use colors dot gray. When you save everything, you can see right here you have your bottom navigation. So when you click on it, you can see right here we'll see the field version of our icon and also the label right here. As you can see, when we click and select a different page, you can see our page is being re-rendered right here according to our index. So what we need to do now is make this one fix it and also remove this background color. So you can come right here, you can specify the type. This will take the bottom navigation type right here. Because we have 4 items, this will shift. So let's select the option right here to be fixed, even though we have only 4 items right here. So save it. So now when we click, you can see the icons are not moving anymore. Let's remove now the background color. So you can call the background color, and then you can use the colors class dot and use the transparent to remove the background color. And now we have to also remove the elevation so we don't see this gray color right here. So let's use 0.0 for elevation, and you can see this will remove that gray color as we had it. So now if you want to remove these labels right here and just display the icon, you can come right here and you can use right here show select label. This will take a boolean as an argument. You can pass the value as false. So when you select the current page, you can see we are not displaying the label. And if you also want to remove this for unselected, you just call the show unselect label and also pass a value as false. So now our dashboard is ready. We have now displaying our correct page when the user select these items inside this bottom navigation. So this is another way of adding a navigation in Flutter. So now we have 2 ways of adding navigation. The first one is using the navigator widget and using the push method or the push name method. And also now we can use the bottom navigation to display different pages right here. So now let's make our app even more dynamic. If you see, we are changing the page, but right here this title are still fixed. So you can also make it dynamic, so when a user select these pages, we can change this title for your page right here. So let's see how we can do that. So we need to define right here two new variables. The first one will be of type string. So this will be also private, and this will be current page name. Let's make it late so we can call it inside of our init state and initialize it. So just come right here, copy this widget right here. Let's go inside of our init state, and this will be equal to the first page. This will be dashboard. So now copy the name of this variable right here. Let's go inside of our build app bar, and right here inside of this text widget, instead of our coding, we'll just provide this variable right here. So now when a user select another page, we need to change this variable. So now let's create another list right here, and this will be of type string, and the name will be list of optional page names. And here let's initialize our list right here. So add, copy and paste it 3 more times. So this will be dashboard, this will be search, this will be booking, and finally this will be my account, or let's just leave it as account. So now what we need to do is do it the same thing basically as we did with this current page. So our current page name will be equal to the list of page options right here, and then selected according to this index right here. Save everything. Let's reload our app right here. This will be string with capitalized letter. Save everything. Rebuild your app. Let's get started. Now if you change the page, you will see we are changing the text widget right here for our app bar widget right here. So this is it for this video. So this is how we can work with bottom navigation widget. So in the upcoming video, we'll add layout for each page. But for now, this is how we can work with bottom navigation. In the next video, let's learn how we can customize our app bar widget in Flutter. So this is it for this video. See you on the next one.